Welcome back, audience. So I've made some changes here, and I think that I like this a little bit better. It's a little more expensive, but way less maintenance. What I've done is I've set this up so that I just have a filter here and a timer. And what I do is over here, I've got this chest that's coming from this room over here, which I've set up a relay in the room, okay? And I've put Mark III collectors around the relay and on top of the relay, okay, with glowstone above those. And then under that, let's see, right here, I have a condenser, okay? And the condenser is set to make diamonds. So under that, I have a filter and a timer, and a pipe, and the pipe leads to this chest right here, okay? And I take these diamonds, and I come over here, and I activate my transmutation tablets. I put like 3 of them in there, and then lava cells, and I just make lava cells, okay? And I put the lava cells in here, and the lava cells will go out to all of my geothermals, keep the geothermals going. Now, this is twice as expensive to do than the old system, but with the old system, when the geothermals would get full, it would continue to use the vulcanite to place the lava, and at the time, I didn't really feel like doing what is required to fix that, which involves an item sorter, and the whole system would have to be pushed back one over here to make room for the item sorter. And what that would do is I could use the item sorter to determine that there were no available inventories, and when that is the case, the item sorter can be set to send a redstone signal, and I could have that redstone signal go to my timer, turning the timer off, and then I would have to have the retriever set so that it continues to go even with the timer off, okay? So the only thing not getting a signal would be the deployer for the vulcanite, basically. So once I have that, what would happen is it would suck out the empty bucket once it's used the lava bucket, and an inventory slot would become available, the redstone signal would disappear, and the timer would start up again, allowing the vulcanite to create more, and it would be far less wasteful. However, again, I didn't want to have to push this room back. I like how it's symmetrical with the other room, so I just went with the more expensive solution. And do keep in mind that lava cells cost 128 and redstone costs 64. I've still got my MFSU going here. A creeper was just magically in this room somehow. I don't know how. It was well lit, so I've placed a million more torches, and hopefully that won't happen again. But he blew up my MFSU, my induction furnace, a bunch of this glass fiber. So I had to replace the MFSU, which is quite expensive, but fortunately that was yesterday, and I was playing for quite some time, so I was still able to get these collectors built. In addition, and here I've made some changes as well. I now have a filter. I'm sorry, this is a transposer. I have a transposer on my mass fabricator, okay, and the mass fabricator, when it makes a UU matter, transposer sucks the UU matter out, goes along here and into this project table, which I have set for glowstone, so I can just click and do that, and then I can place that. Oh, I also lost a Klein star, by the way, when the creeper exploded. So that was ridiculous. Anyway, so then I could just take this and place it into my Klein star by pulling just the redstone out and I can even do that with the diamonds if I really want to. And just grab that. So I've got a pretty good system going here now. The reason there's an empty slot in here, right there, is because that was this. Alright, and I wanted to make sure that this... See, occasionally what I can do is, since this is producing more scrap than I need, what I can do is I can flip this switch, which turns this timer on, which has a filter, and it's going into the mass fabricator as well. Okay, so that will use the scrap from here. And at that time I can turn this switch off, allowing the cobblestone in here to accumulate and not be used until this scrap is out, and I can take this down and put it in here in this empty spot. It's a lot of maintenance, but these things are expensive, very expensive, so to me it was worth it. This gets diamonds at a relatively decent pace. It's not ridiculous, it's not nearly as fast as mining, but it's doing it while you're mining, so it's still quite useful. So let's see, what else can I show you? The thing I want to show you today is going to need a timer, and in addition to that, it's going to need some counters. Okay, I'm going to need 2 counters. So let's get the recipe for a counter, and I will show you that next. Okay, so it's going to be the stone wire on the top and bottom with the pointer and the cathodes. Okay, that seems like a pretty straightforward system. So let's see. Okay, we're going to need 2 of these. We're also going to need a NOT gate and an AND gate. Here's an AND gate, cathode, 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 cathode. Okay, so seems pretty straightforward as well. Okay, AND gate. We're going to need 1 AND gate. We're also going to need a NOT gate. Let's take a look at that. Cathode in the center. And that one's pretty straightforward too. We just replace these. Okay, so we have our NOT gate. And I'm going to put these in my alchemy bag over here, right here. Okay, now in addition, I think I'm going to need this repeater and a pulse former. So let's take a look at the recipe for a pulse former. More cathodes, and that looks fairly straightforward as well. It's not too bad. Actually, I've already forgotten that one. Right. Okay, a pulse former. Get these back in here. It looks like I'm out of something. Stone wire. I'm out of stone wire. Let's cook up. Oh, right. Amazing. So, with my induction furnace blowed up, I don't really have a way of cooking these right now other than this furnace over here, which I suppose isn't a huge deal. I guess I can do that. Let's take 8 charcoal and stick it in there. Not a massive deal. Okay, so let's see. I am going to need some more things. I'm going to need my diamond handsaw and some cobblestone and of course some red alloy wire, and we will have plenty of that because I cooked up a whole bunch of ingots I'm going to probably need a lot of it, so I'm going to make a whole bunch. Okay. And that'll be on us, so no big deal there. And let's see, what else do we have that we can do something with? Oh, look, we have stone wafers. Stone wafers. Right here, some waffles. Okay. And, okay, so the reason we need our diamond handsaw is we need cobblestone panels. Okay, and I'm actually going to make some strips. Cobblestone strips. Okay, and let me show you what these are for. They're quite useful. If you lay down red wire like so, but you don't want the red wire to connect, you have a couple of choices. You can make different color red wire, like insulated red wire with wools, or an even simpler solution sometimes is to just place a panel strip down. As you can see, that will prevent it from connecting as well. So that's what we're going to use that for. Now, the circuit that I'm making with all of this is probably going to go outside. I haven't really decided 100% where I want to put it, but at least, I was testing it recently, so turn it back on to normal. Okay, so the system, I want to show you, I can at least show it to you outside. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. First we lay down our timer, okay? Actually, first we eat, because I'm getting hungry here, and that's not good. Okay, so what got me started on this whole thing, actually, this build that I'm about to show you, is a lot of people. They ask me if I'll install forestry. Now, forestry is a very interesting mod. I will definitely admit to that. However, I don't really like to use forestry because the things that forestry does, I can do without forestry. For the most part. I'm sure that there's some things that it can do that I won't be able to figure out how to do, but I'm convinced that everything useful to it to me that I would like it for, I can already do anyway. So this is going to be the first of those things, okay? So we place down our timer, and we're also going to need counters, okay? And the counters will go like this, and how else? Let me think. This one will be set to 20, okay, on the maximum count and the decrement value. And then this one, I believe, goes like this. Let me see. I'm not sure that's right now. Okay, that one is definitely right. This one, however, if I place it this way, and this is on, yes. No. Let me think. No, it goes this way. Okay, so then you run red wire here and here. Okay. And what that will do is not what I want. Man, I can't remember the circuit. That's alright. Let's just set up the rest and see if I can figure it out. Okay, our NOT gate definitely goes here, and we need an AND gate here. Okay, and the AND gate will be turned off on that side, but the other two will be on. Okay, and we want it so that we don't want to trigger redstone here, okay? So we run our red wire like so, and what that will do is every time the timer ticks, it will tick this, and if this is off, alright, if this is off, then this light up here will only go on when the timer ticks, but only while this is off. And this will be 10, and we'll set this to 10 as well. Okay, so now I believe this is right. Okay, so now if I send, let's see, I need sticks. Let's arrange to get some sticks, shall we? We'll just get it this way. One stick should be enough. Alright, so get ourselves a lever. And what this does is we activate it, and you'll see that it ticks. And every time it ticks, it sends both counters up. Okay? Now, I'm going to set this to 1 second to make it faster. This timer will go 10 times. This is supposed to go 20 times. Actually, 21. Okay. Alright, and then when it reaches the final position, it will reset. Okay? See? Okay, and the reason it didn't reset is because we need to send a signal from here to here, but we don't want to trigger that. So we just do this. Okay, see? So it resets. Alright, so now that also turns the timer off, and it sets this, when this reaches 10, it will, let's see, we want this so that when this goes off, it resets this as well. So that means I have to run a line from here. Okay, we don't want it to touch this. Right, from here. Okay, all the way over, and I'm going to put a null cell here, so, but for now I'm just going to place another one of these. That's going to change in a minute. Okay, and this is off, so we don't have to worry about that. And we need another one here. There, so now when this counter reaches the 21 count, okay, it's going to reset itself. It's going to turn the timer off, and in addition, the signal is going to come around here, and it's going to reset this one as well. So let's give it a test. Okay, I'm going to lower this even more. There you go. So they both reset, as you can see. So what does this do for us? Well, this means that we can make one thing happen 20 times or 21 times, depending on how I set it up, and another thing happen 10 times. All right, so the growth requirements of the bright green type of sapling for trees is 10 height, okay, and 2 spaces all around it. So what we can do now that we have this circuit is we can set up a breaker and a deployer and piston so that we can push the tree down using sand. Alright, and it looks like I'm going to have to do some exploring because I don't have the right type of tree. So let's test a pine tree and see if it works. And the way we're going to test is basically we're just going to test for width. Okay, width and height requirements. So I'm going to come over here where I placed my circuit. So technically it doesn't matter where I do this, so let's just plant it. Okay, and I'm going to need some bone meal. Okay. The sapling is 32. And as far as I know, bone meal is 32 as well. But somehow it doesn't look like I've ever recorded bone meal. So I may have to go and kill a skeleton. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, for the moment, I'm going to pause it. I am going to go and search for the kind of sapling that I really actually do want, and hopefully in the process it will become nighttime and I will kill a skeleton and get his bones and learn bones in my transmutation grid, turn them into bone meal and learn that as well. I'll be back. Alright, so I'm not too far from home. I've already found myself the kind of tree that I wanted. So, let me store my wrench. I don't need that. I'll punch some trees. Alright, I believe these are birch trees. And it is getting dark, which is excellent because hopefully some skeletons will spawn. And I will be able to murder their faces and get some bones from them. So, I'm going to harvest this guy and get some saplings and I'll be back. So, I was looking for some skeletons and I found this. Oh, it's some oil. It looks like it's going to be a lot of it too. So in a future episode I will set up a pump here and get this oil and try to get it back to my base. And keep in mind I do not have the additional pipes mod, so I will have to build something using ender chests to get it back to my base because I do not want it in tanks out here and I don't want to run a ton of liquid transport pipes all the way to my base because it's ugly and really not fun. So we'll have to do that later. I'm off to find some skeletons. Okay, so the good news is I found a skeleton. I found a couple of skeletons. And a spider and a creeper. Actually, the creeper kind of found me. So, so I have all kinds of stuff on me still, as you can see. Hopefully, I will be able to find my dead, rotting corpse and avenge myself. Even though the creeper killed himself to be able to kill me. Oh look, 15 more creepers. That's pretty much about normal for me, I think. Let's see if we can get around these guys and find my stuff. Hey guys, blow up. No? You want to blow up? Oh, I made him explode on himself. Ah! Go away, spider. Ah, my stuff, it's got to be this way. I wasn't very far from the oil. Throw this egg at things if it tries to attack us. Anything that attacks us. I've got my egg defense. Okay, had to be like this way-ish. Oh look, plenty of... Oh god. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Oh, but another creeper. Here to greet me. See, I told you I was going to throw the egg at him. Yes. Oh, wait, no. That was right near my stuff. Oh, God, he probably blew up half of my stuff just now. Where's my diamond sword? Ah, just losing stuff over and over. It's ridiculous. Is my brightness turned up? Yes. Okay. Okay. Is there anything I missed? I definitely have some bones now. Alright, I still have my Klein Star and my transmutation tablet, my alchemy bag. Those are the important things. I forgot to mention when the creeper exploded that just magically appeared at my base somehow. I also lost my Vulcanite and my Swift Gale. Both gone. So he blew up all kinds of stuff for me. And that's not good. I don't appreciate that. But, oh well, what are you going to do? You're going to avoid that creeper! Ah, and spiders everywhere! Oh great, I'm in the water. Yep, saw that coming. It's okay. It's okay. I hope there's a creeper like right over here when I get back and it explodes all my circuitry, like this guy right here. Hey buddy. This is why oh look, there's like weird graphical glitch over here. This is why I have creeper holes all over. Because when I go out, if I don't feel like I can fight the creeper, like I'm unarmed like I am now or something like that, I purposefully like run up to the creeper and let him explode, but I try to stay just far enough away that it doesn't hurt me. Where did I die? It was in the water. See, that one didn't work quite as well. Oh, here's an egg defense. Ah. Oh, that's good. My stuff is around all of these skeletons. I'm sure that'll work nicely. This is ridiculous. They're just chilling, like 1,500 skeletons, like in a pool with my items. Like, amazing. Ah, I killed them with this sapling. Hey, creeper. Hey, buddy. Get away from that spider. Thank you. Okay. No. Go away. Ah, it's unbelievable. There's 15 freaking skeletons in here with my stuff. There's just impossible. There's nothing I can do. That stuff's just gone. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. That's right. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I guess I'll just use you. And I just realized I don't have any sticks. So for now, that'll have to do, but I can get some sticks. I can get some sticks. Oh, it's almost daylight. I wonder if any of my stuff is gone. Doesn't matter, though. They're all in a pool of water, so they're not going to burn to death from the sunlight. They're just going to continue killing me. Hey, Enderman. I don't really feel like fighting Enderman right now. That's for sure. Oh, my goodness. Oh, are you on fire? Hey, where'd all the monsters go? Did they get out somehow? I hope he doesn't jump into this water with me. He died before he can get in, and it doesn't look like I lost anything. So I might be okay. Alright, let's... In fact, I didn't even have to use this armor, which is good. Because that means I can use my transmutation grid and turn the armor back into diamonds, because I gotta be honest, I don't want the armor. I don't really need it. Oh, hey, buddy. You almost killed me. Wouldn't that have been fun? I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Give me your gunpowder, you jerk. Alright, let's put some bones in here. And some bone meal. There we go. Learned bone meal. Woohoo! So do I still have... Yes, I still have some saplings. And I already taught the transmutation grid to saplings. So let's go back over here. I'm going to set up a little area where we can do some testing on this sapling so that I can show you the growth requirements. I'll be back. Okay, so I've placed my sapling here. I've got some cobblestone. And we're just going to place the cobblestone and test bone meal on the... Let's get some more of this, actually. Let's see. There we go. 33 bone meal. Okay, so if you build around the sapling like this, and of course the sapling has to have light, but it's daylight, so we should be okay there. If I were to now bone meal this sapling, it grows. Okay? So what that tells me is at the first level, okay, it doesn't care if it has anything around it. Alright, so let's make ourselves a diamond axe so that I can more quickly show you this stuff. Actually, I'm just going to pause until I have the tree cut down and another test ready. Okay, for our next test, I want to see if we can get one side up 2 and have the tree still grow. And 1 bone meal does not grow the tree, which is already unacceptable. So, let's build the same thing 2 away. Alright, 1 space in between. Okay, it grew. So 2 away, 2 high. At least in the first try, it grew. Alright, now we should really test the bottom surrounding thing multiple times. But I do want to test one other thing. Do leaves interfere with the growth of a tree? Okay, bone meal, and it grew instantly. Now there were so many leaves there that I'm inclined to believe that the leaves do not matter. Okay, so our next test, I'm going to retest the just 1, okay, and see how that works. And it still grows. Alright, so now let's retest with 2, and okay, so we'll place another one, and it fails. Okay, so 2, close to it. We've already actually tested that, so now let's test this one again, and it grows again. So far, it's looking like if there's 1 space in between and it's only 2 high, then you are okay. So far, it has worked every time. Alright, so now let's test 1 space in between 3 high. Okay, we'll place 1 more right there. Place our sapling and bone meal. Okay, it has no problem. Alright, so let's test that twice more. Okay, and no problem. And no problem. So far, it's looking like this particular type of tree probably only requires 1 space between it and the column that you build. Okay, so let's build a little thing here. Let's go 1 higher. Okay, and place our sapling, bone meal, and it grows with no problem. Okay, so let's try that once more, and no problem. Alright, so I'm fairly convinced that 1 space is good enough, but I always like to be safe, so what I'm going to do is when I build my final farm, I'm going to put 2 spaces. Okay, that's just to be sure. So the next thing I want to do is test how high. Okay, so let's test this height, okay? Because that was about the top of the tree there, okay? So we're going to go to where we have 2 spaces, and now this final space here will be directly above the... Come on. That's not what I wanted. I'm just going to take the fall. Who cares? Okay, so now we have 1 of those above, and we are going to need some light because now I have blocked light to that spot. So let's get some torches. Okay, and we'll put the torches there. Saplings here. Place this here. And get some more. Just so that I have them on me. Okay, so I'm going to place my torch directly next to it so that I know for a fact that it's getting enough light. Okay, so now we are going to place and then bone meal. And it did not work. So what that means is we need to go up there and remove this. Okay. And we'll go one higher now. Okay. Now let's test that. Okay, bone meal, and it grows. So let's count that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 space between our sapling and the top. Oh, I see what happened, actually. I am incorrect. I did not place the cobblestone all the way out. So that's now corrected. And let's try that one again. Okay, so place our sapling and bone meal. Nothing. Okay, so now we know that we need to go higher than this. Alright, so there was 7 in between. So let's try 8. Okay. That's 8 now. Collect some of these saplings. And 8 is no good either. So, let's go to 9. Okay, and get some of this cobblestone and some of these saplings. And okay, so one higher. There we go. So this should be 9. And that one grew. So let's test 9 once more. And it grows. And one last time. And 9 grows. So what I'm going to do is, again, just to be safe, I'm going to go one more and we'll make it 10. So our device is going to need 10 space in between it and 2 space on the side, like between our pillar and where the sapling is going to go. We're going to need 1 torch somewhere close enough that the tree can grow, and this is going to be our circuit for cutting the tree down. Okay, we're going to have to add on to this circuit in order to make the entire device automatic. We're going to make this plant the tree for us, and in addition to planting the tree, it's going to bone meal the tree for us. It's going to collect the wood into a chest, and in addition to collecting the wood into a chest, I am going to take that wood and turn 1 wooden plank. Okay, 1 wooden plank is 32 EMC. I'm sorry, it's 8. Okay, so 1 wood, not 1 wooden plank, is 32 EMC. Okay, 32 EMC can get us a sapling. 32 EMC can also get us a bone meal. Okay, and we have just tested the growth requirements of that particular sapling, and we know because of our test that if we build our structure in the right way with the right amount of space, then every time we use a bone meal, the bone meal will work on the sapling. Okay, and the reason that is because this particular type of, well, all saplings really, what they do is they have different sizes and widths that they can grow to, and every time they do a growth check, they first check to see if the space around them is sufficient to grow, and then if it is, when you used your bone meal, it will grow. Okay, if it's not, when you use your bone meal will be used up, but the tree will not grow. Okay, so that's why we did that testing with the bone meal. And in addition, we can see that the leaves that fall, I had 7 of them before breaking those manually, okay? So the leaves that fall from the tree during this process, I'm really paranoid about creepers right now, I think I'm going to go in and sleep, are sufficient, because I started with 2 of them if you'll remember. So naturally dropping saplings are enough to keep the entire process running on its own without any transmutation. However, you have to keep in mind that several of those I collected by going up on top of the tree and dropping down onto the saplings. So normally this device would be built with transposers or a retriever or two to suck the saplings up once they are once the tree, once every operation maybe, or possibly once every breaking operation instead of once every tree operation. Either way, we are not going to need to worry about that because at first I'm just going to keep this manually supplied with bone meal through my transmutation tablet. Okay, but after that I'm going to set up a Mark 1 relay and an energy condenser, and then I'm going to have my chest that has the wood in it is going to have 2 filters on it, okay, or a sorter, probably an item sorter sooner or later, but at first just 2 filters. And once after every operation, what happens is this redstone wire here fires at the end of the operation, okay? So I'm going to have it send a signal to the deployer twice, okay? That deployer is going to plant a new sapling, and it is going to bone meal the sapling, and then it's also going to send a signal, a delayed signal to this wire, which starts the whole process over again. So what we'll have is a tree farm that cuts down a tree, plants a new one, bone meals it, and starts the process over, repeating that. We'll have a chest full of wood, and when each tree is cut down, that chest of wood will suck out 2 pieces of wood, both into my antimatter relay, okay? And then I'll actually have 2 energy condensers. One of them will produce bone meal, and the other will produce saplings, okay? And in addition, at the end of each operation for a tree, the energy condensers will have their contents sucked out into the deployer. So the deployer will be infinitely full at the cost of only 2 pieces of wood for an entire operation, an entire tree. Okay, so that is my plan. I'm going to make a tutorial on this, and the tutorial will go up tomorrow. But I think that my Let's Play one I'm going to build off camera. Okay, so that is today's episode. I think it might be a short episode, I'm not sure, because of all that death and destruction earlier at the hands of skeletons and creepers. So, look forward to this tutorial for an automatic tree farm using nothing, by the way, but red power if you want. The tutorial is only going to be for the necessary parts for doing the automatic process, but you are going to have to keep it full of saplings and bone meal. So if you don't have equivalent exchange, I suggest a skeleton spawner. As soon as you find a skeleton spawner, like a dungeon with a skeleton spawner in it, you can trap that up and just stand around while you're collecting bones, and that will give you more than enough bone meal to keep this thing running for quite some time. And in addition, we are going to have the wire that starts the whole thing actually keeps it stopped too. Okay, if your lever is on, if your lever is on, as you can see, the whole thing won't run. All right, so you turn the lever off, and it runs through its process. And 0.2 seconds is way too fast, by the way. This is going to have to be probably 550. We might be able to get away with 550. I'm probably going to set mine to 1 second. So that's today's episode. If you would like to chat me up, have any questions for me or suggestions, please feel free to visit me in my chat in the description, and thanks for watching.